Hi there, I'm Craig from Crafter's Companion, and I'm going to be showing you how you can make this really funky and colourful card using Subsprox 36, our brand new box, and it's all about our Scene Creative cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to get straight into it. I have got a piece of our white smooth stamping card. Now for anyone that wants to know, I've cut this to 5x7 exact. Now before we actually cut it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in water reactive ink pads, bringing in Spring Meadow, I am bringing in Pale Fig, Ocean Blue, and also a little bit of Honey Pot on this one here. So for this one, let's start to ink them up. Now what you could be doing is you could be using your blending tools if you want, but what I'm going to do just for this one is I'm going to use our little finger daubers, because I don't actually want a lot of open spaced colour. I want the area colours to be quite small. So I'm going to go in and using the 4 colours, I'm randomly going to be laying that one down. So nothing precise. We don't need to do any techniques. We just want to get that colour down. So we're going to go in with a little bit of the lilac now. I say lilac, it is called Pale Fig, but we're getting it all the way down, laying it down, no specific order, going on to the Spring Meadow. This is then what's going to make your die cut element stand out even more, because what we will be doing is die cutting it into another piece of white card. So we want to make it stand out. So let's go finish this bit off here. Let's go for a few more. And you'll see what I mean by just going in all over. Nothing precise, no specific way. We're wanting to get some colour down. Alternatively, what you could do is if you've got some pattern papers that you want to use up, additional distressed backgrounds that you have left lying about, this is a nice way to get them used up. So let's go in once more with the last little bit of yellow, some circles, some little distressed lines, enough to coat the back in. So I'm happy with that one. That's all that I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is let's lay all these ones to the side for now, and then we're going to bring our die back in. Now I'm going to be using the toadstool for this one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that into the middle of my card, and I'm going to get it as close to the middle as I can. And once I'm happy, I'm going to tape it down. Now I've used water reactive ink, so the tape isn't going to stick to it as sturdily as it usually will, because you've still got, although it's not wet, the cardstock, it's water reactive, so there's still that little bit of wetness to the card. Running it through, these are all going to go through your Gemini Junior or even your MIDI, depending on the size of cardstock you're using. But what we can then do is if we take all these layers away, and then I'm going to set that to the side for the time being, peel this one off. Now you'll be able to see, if I carefully take this bit off, we've got all that detail from the florals, the swirls, we've got butterflies, little windows, all these bits have all popped out. So what I'm then going to do is if I take these little bits here with the pokey tool, you might have a die brush, so let's use that one. So let's take all these bits out here, and I want to take enough so that you can see that I've cut, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the one that I've done, but what we need to do as well, let's get all these bits out of the way. We're then going to come along with our scissors, and we're actually going to do a little bit of cutting, nothing overly complicated. All that we're doing is you'll be able to see we've now got that inner aperture, but it's still attached to the left-hand side. So what I want to do is I want to continue those 2 lines. So I'm going to go from the edge up, and then from the edge up, and then this is the bit that we want. So let's take this little bit out here. As I say, I do have one just to the side, but let's show you what it looks like with the one that I've already done. So let's take those bits, and that has pretty much got them all out here. Here we go. So then what we can then do, we're still going to use this die once again, but we're going to bring in a bit of black card. So a bit of black card, same measurements, 5 by 7, and I've done exactly the same as what I'd done a moment ago by popping my die on, not inked it of course, which gives us this look. Now for this one, what we actually want is the outer frame. So we have got that embossed line all the way down. Now it's kind of key here to be relaxed and don't be overly precise. We want that kind of organic, free-flowing, unperfect line. So if it's a bit side to side or ski-whiffed, don't worry, that's the look we're going for. So I'm going to take this bit out. You could use that at another time, so that could be a little shadow effect. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue that line roughly towards the end, maybe about ½ an inch. So we can do all the way up here. I'm going to do the same to the bottom, to here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to join them up. Now, seeing what I'm doing, and that is going in with my scissors, not being precise. If you want to use a craft ruler in your knife, you absolutely can. But I want this waviness, uneven look that we can see here. So I'm going to set that one to the side just for the time being. And then last but not least, I brought in one of the 5 by 7 card blanks. Doing the exact same technique that I've done with our die cut. This is then going to give us this look, but I've gone more of an opened area for here. And that's going to break it up by the two designs. So then what we can do, and that is direct onto the card blank, what we can then start to do is build these layers up. So we're going to go back into our main image, and there's a light score line down the side, so we can then fold that one over, and that's going to give us a bit of a hinge. So I'm going to come in with my tape, and we're going to go right down the edge here, and we're going to get a little bit of adhesive on, and then we're going to come into place here. And this is where I'm going to try and get as close to the middle as I can. However, as I said before, don't be overly precise if it's neat or straight, because what we're away to do is if we bring in that outer frame once again, this one here, that's going to match right over the top. And this is where you've got the swirls, you've got the movements, even the circles within the toadstools, they're not even. And that's where we've got that thoughtful planning from. So let's go all the way around with our tape runner. We can then add this one in, and then we can overlay that one into place. And it's all 5 by 7, so it's all going to layer on top. So press it into place. Then what I've done, last couple of steps to finish off, I've brought in one of my silver metallic markers. And let's go in for the little bullet nib. And then I'm going to go all the way around the edge. And I'm just going to do some little lines. And this is where we are continuing that free movement by doing it freehand. So we're doing little stitch lines. You might want to do little dots if you want. You might want to change how it looks. I'm going to now go into the brush marker so I can get a little bit more of an intense silver. So we can see if we carry all the way along to the end, and then we're going to work our way down. If you want to be precise with a ruler, then by all means you can do. But I think it's so pleasing on the eye to see it like this. Then what I'm going to do is I've brought in only a couple of clouds. These are from a die I had in my stash. You could even freehand cut them if you want, because they're very easy to cut. Let's go in to the back. And I've done 4. So let's do 1, 2. Let's do this one here. And then last but not least, we'll do the 4th one, which is this one. And then all that I'm going to do is bring in a bow, which is from the kit, which I've hand-tied. So this lovely sky blue satin bow. That can go into the corner and pop that one in here. And then to finish off, I'm not going to lay all of these down, but I've brought in some of the dewdrops that are also in from the kit. So I'm picking them up with my Poke Tool, and we're going to pop them in. Let's just do 3 for now. You could do a lot more. Maybe you want to use the little colour pearls instead. But that is all that we're going to do. And we've now created this really bright, fun, playful card that we can see here. We can still write within the middle. And how lovely does that look? And that is just one of your projects that you could be making when it comes to the brand new subscription box number 36, which is all about our Scene Create cards.